Stop what you're doing. This is post Adam coming in real quick to say, yeah, I forgot to say that there's going to be a little bit of spoilers for base Persona 5. I have not completed the Royal, so I don't know much about that Royal, so I was going off the top of my head. Thank you. Welcome to the graveyard. My name is Adam, and I'll be your gravekeeper tonight. We are taking two series that I enjoy, and we're going to be giving Persona 5 party members, the main character, confidants, and palace rulers, and we're going to be giving them Pokemon. So there's going to be no duplicates, so if you see a Pikachu on one team, you're not seeing it for the rest of the video. This video was also inspired by regular Pat. He did this with Kingdom Hearts characters, and I thought, you know what, that's a very fun idea, so you know what, I'll do it myself. Without further ado, let's jump into the first character, that being Ren, Akira, Joker, however you call him. As you can see, his team is very unique for the most part. We're going to start with Ditto, just because Ditto is kind of like what I see as the mask, because Ditto can transform into other Pokemon. So Ditto kind of represents other personas in the Persona 5 series, as Joker can negotiate or summon or fuse other personas to get new personas. Thieful is on the team because obviously it's a thief. He's a phantom thief. He steals hearts and whatnot. So perfect Pokemon for him. Phalanx is on the team because it is a Pokemon made up of multiple Pokemon, and so Joker, or the main character, makes a bunch of bonds with his party members, confidants, to get stronger over time. Yveltal, or Yveltal, is on the team because it fits the aesthetic of both Joker and Arsene. It is also just a really cool looking Pokemon. It also is a dark type, so it just fits his whole spiel. Eevee is on the team because it evolves into multiple different types of Pokemon, from Flareon, Espeon, Jolteon, all 8 types, all 8 different versions. And then it will also, so it's representing the fact that Joker is a wild card, and the fact that he can use multiple personas and have different types of personas. And then last but not least, we have Sneasel, because it is the whole Phantom Thief aesthetic, and also it has claws like his sword, knife, not a sword. Next up is Morgana. Now, Morgana has some unique options, but some obviously are pretty obvious. Honed Edge I gave to Morgana instead of Aegislash or Doublade because it's just a sword, while Doublade is 2 swords and Aegislash is a sword and shield. Honed Edge is what I would believe fits Zoro the most out of all these options, and also the fact that Morgana actually just uses a Scimitar. Snivy is a really weird option, but in the anime, in black and white anime, I forgot what the guy's name is, but a rival to Ash has a Snivy, and that Snivy was snarky, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? Also, the way Snivy looks fits Morgana. Kind of just like look at the two, and then you get it. Glameow obviously is here. It's a cat. It's the closest cat that I think would fit Morgana's attitude. Pikachu is here because Morgana is in all the branding for Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 and Royal, and Pikachu is the mascot of Pokemon. So Jirachi is here because it is the wish Pokemon. Now, what that means is, in the end of Persona 5, Morgana, technically, like, just go play the game, but, spoilers, Morgana gives up his life to fix the world. And then, last but not least, we have Greninja, because it's a ninja thief, kind of walking the line there, but, like, it was the closest other thief Pokemon I could have thought of, I was thinking of at the moment. Next up, we have the main man, Ryuji. Ryuji is a very fun character to work with. Now we're gonna start with Thundurus. Thundurus was obvious because of his second awakening. He gets Satan Taisei, which is basically a monkey god. It just looks very close to Thundurus, so that's why I went with it. Zeraora is a very fast electric type Pokemon, so I just thought, you know what? And also it's it's a physical offensive fire electric type, so it works out. Scrafty is here because Ryuji is like known as he's a rambunctious kid. He's the delinquent. So Scrafty fits that vibe. Same for Kartana. Also, his colors kind of match for Ryuji. Electivire is on here because it's a bulky electric type, but also can hit pretty hard. And then Jolteon is on here because it kind of signifies the bond that he has with Joker. Next up, we have we're going to start with Florges. Florges is here because it's one of the more beautiful Pokemon out there. Not saying that I like it. It's just, if you talk to people, it might be up there. Okay? Cool. Pyroar is up here. Female Pyroar is up here because it is a fire type, but also it fits on style, I guess. It just, fire types is what I went off of for mostly here. Delphox is what I would assume Carmen would be if it was a Pokemon. It has fire, and it's also, people like it. Ninetales is on here because it's a fire type, but also pretty. Liepard is on here because Panther is what her Phantom Thief name is. Liepard mostly resembles a leopard. So, there we go. And then Flareon is on here again. Flareon is on here to signify her bond with Joker. Next up, we have Mygo Yusuke. On here first, we're going to talk about Frostlass. This is a weird... I could have gone with a bunch of other ice types, but I decided on Frostlass because his story arc is kind of going over his painting with her. So I decided, you know what, this is like one of the other few female-ish ice types, and I think it also fits the whole aesthetic of him. So Shiftry is on here because, as you can see, his first persona is Goemon, that looks like a Shogun, and Shiftry is probably the closest Shogun-ish Pokemon we have, so I had to put him on there. Smeargle is here because Yusuke loves painting, and Smeargle paints with his tail. I could have put the new Gen 9 Pokemon. I just could not remember exactly what it is, but also I think Smeargle fits a little bit better. Glaceon is here, again, to signify bond with Joker. Regice is on here because it's a strong, bulky ice type. And Walrein is on here because it's almost for the same reasons, but I remember specifically using Kamu Susanoo in my playthrough, and then watching Kamu Susanoo just destroying everything. So I'm like, yeah, that's like my favorite ice type, so I had to put him there. Next up, we have Makoto. Koraidon, or Miraidon, I can't actually remember which one is which, is the new legend of Gen 9, you can see that you can ride both of them, and they look like motorbikes, so I decided that works perfectly. And so at first I had the lizard looking one, but I'm like, no, let me go with the technology looking one, because that just fits more. Vespiquen is on here because Vespiquen, it's a bee that's a queen, makes sense. Hitmonlee or Chan, again, those two get mixed up in my head a lot, is on here because she is the only party member that actually uses her fist, because she has brass knuckles to fight with. So Hitmonchan gets up and close, and as she does. Nidoqueen is on here for the same reasons as Vespiquen. It's a Nidoqueen, and also I just think it fits well. Genesect is on here because it's a technological Pokemon, and Johan is literally a motorcycle, and it evolves into another motorcycle, and also, at least Tier 3 is a motorcycle, and then Tier 2 is a transformer. That's literally what Genesect is. And then I believe that is male on Pheasant. I picked male on Pheasant specifically because in the Pokédex it says it's smart and brave. Perfect for Makoto. And also the mask works perfectly. Next up we have Futaba, and so her main Pokemon I assume would be Gigantamax Orbeetle, because it's literally a UFO. That is like the closest thing to Necronomicon. Yamask is on here because her theme in in the palace, I think, or her just generic theme is days of when her mother was around or something like that. But her mother is sadly no longer with her, and so she just has to learn how to handle that in her story arc. And so Yamask takes, as the mask on Yamask is literally the mask of the original owner's soul, if I remember correctly, something like that. Rotom is on here because it is a ghost that likes to possess technology and get different forms, and technology, Futaba is the tech whiz of the group, so makes sense. Kangaskhan is almost on here for the same reason as Yamask. It baby Futaba and her mother. I can't remember what her name is. I'm sorry. Behem is on here because it's a space-ish Pokemon. It literally looks like a UFO, so it just fit her theme. And then last but not least, we have Claydol because it is a pot. It's a clay pot it's over 2,000 years old. Her palace is literally a tomb, so it just fits. Next up, we have Noir, or Haru, and we're gonna start with Espeon because it is just, I like the other evolutions. It is to signify the bonds she has with Joker. I would have done one. I was trying to find a evolution to fit all of the Phantom Thieves, and I really couldn't. The only one I could kinda see that working for is Morgana. Could have Umbreon, I guess, but that's maybe. If you guys have any suggestions on which party members should get what evolution, let me know. Gothitelle, though, it fits the aesthetic of Milady, so I think that would be her persona, and also it fits both of them, honestly. So Skitty, just because fluffy cat, she's the fluffy gal. That's all I really have to say. Mischievous really just is on here. Mischievous and Hatterene is on here because they fit Milady and Haru vibes. So that's all I could really think of for her. And then Milotic is on here because it is the beautiful Pokemon. And then she's the beauty thief. Makes sense. Next up, we have the main goat, Akechi. I know I've said the goats for like 3 of them, but whatever. We'll start the funniest pick, which is Detective Pikachu. He is the detective boy. So I had to, if regular Pat can use him, so can I. I also just thought Detective Pikachu and Amiibo would be funny, so. Zoroark is on here because it is the illusion Pokemon. Spoilers. He betrays the Phantom Thieves, and so his illusion is broken, and then you see Loki. Now, I tried representing both. It is kind of hard to find Pokemon that, like, both are in the same Pokemon. So Honchkrow kind of fits that Loki vibe. It's a big boss. It's called the Big Boss Pokemon. So obviously it's mischievous. Hydreigon is the disaster destructions. One of those. It was a bad Pokemon. Okay, so that's why he's on there. Also, technically, since you could say 3 heads, Akechi, Robin Hood, and Loki. That one's on the line, but it could work. Decidueye is on here because it's literally just Robin Hood in Pokemon, so it just fit Robin Hood. And then the last pick is 3 Pokemon, but they're all the same Pokemon, which is Lycanroc. We have Midday, Midnight, and Dusk. I would say Midday is closer just to what Akechi would look like because of the colors and whatnot. Midnight would probably be closer to Loki, and then Dusk would probably be Robin Hood. Next up, we have Kasumi. Now this one was a bitch to do, because I don't know jack about her. All I know is she's a gymnast, so I gave her some Pokemon that fit that vibe, and then also, well, Sylveon is there because she has a bond with Joker. Togekiss is on there because it's the joyous Pokemon. I feel like she's like the most joyful out of the Phantom Thieves so far, from what I've heard and seen. Roserade is on there because I feel like that is like one of the most athletic Pokemon. I don't really, at least that's what I picture it to be. Also, it has a pseudo mask, so it can kind of work. Ribombee is on here because it kind of fits her persona. I'm not gonna butcher her name, so Oricorio ballet form is on here because that's just a dance of form, and I don't know exactly what form of dance Kasumi does, but she does dance. Kirlia is also on that same boat, where dancing Pokemon. Next up is the Confidants. So now we're not gonna spend too much time on the Confidants. We're just gonna quickly run through these. So Takemi is on here. You can give her Duskull because I think that's like the closest Pokemon to death. You could have put like any ghost type here, honestly. That could work for her. But I also gave her Chansey just because it is a nurse Pokemon. You see it all the time. Oha is on here because, Giratina is on here because she's literally the devil. She's the Devil Arcana, and Giratina is the devil in Pokemon. Mifune is on here with Meowth because she is the fortune, and Meowth's coin is meant to be lucky / it pays well, and it gets like payday. Meowth gets payday and whatnot. EY is on here. I think that's how you say his name. I don't really remember. With Charmeleon because he has a tattoo of a lizard on his neck, and so Charmeleon is classified as a lizard, so therefore that's why he's here. I honestly couldn't really think of much to give him besides that. I guess you can give him a couple of, like, call launcher, but like that one's kind of close. If you guys have any other ideas for him, let me know. Now, Sojiro is on here with Sinistea / its evolution. I can't actually remember what its evolution is on the top of my head, because coffee, and this is like the closest to coffee we're going to get in Pokemon. Togo is on here with Staryu because she is the star. She's the star confidant. You could, I guess, go into the Shogi aspect of her, but I don't think there's a Shogi-esque Pokemon. So, if you guys have any ideas. For the confidants, it was kind of loose, so if you guys have any better options, let me know. Yoshida is given Solrock because he is the sun confidant, but honestly, you could put any of the sun, the sun Pokemon, like those type of Pokemon here. Mishima, except it's a Lunatone, and you could put any of the moon Pokemon, the moon-based Pokemon here. Kawakami is in here with Indini because Indini is really maidish, and it's an emotional Pokemon. She knows how to, she's with Joker, talking to him about her emotions and whatnot, so I think it fits well. Oda, I don't remember what his first name is here with Duraludon because it's like, especially Gigantamax, because it's literally just a giant tower formed in a Pokemon. I don't really know what else you could give him. Igor is here with Nosepass. I don't really know any foolish Pokemon, so I decided, actually the voice in my head, said, hey, give him long nose. So I'm like, alright, long nose Pokemon. The first thing that came to my mind was Nosepass. The twins are the Strength Arcana, so I gave them Stalk and Throw. But honestly, any duo pairing Pokemon really works for them. Judgment, or Sai, Nijima. And I gave her Oranguru because it's the Sage Pokemon, and it's like very wise, and it's only working with like the strongest and smartest trainers. And I feel like that would fit Sai well. Now we're gonna get into the Palace Rulers, starting with Kamoshida. He is the Palace Rulers are based off the 7 Deadly Sins, so that's what I really went for. I could have gone a different aspect and talked about, oh, well, he was a volleyball star, so I can give him an athletic Pokemon like that monkey. I can't remember what that monkey is, but you know what monkey to look for. So for now, I just focused on the 7 Deadly Sin aspect. If you guys want me to, I can totally make a second part to this talking about giving the Palace Rulers full, probably like half a team, so like 3 Pokemon to fill them. So he gets Salazzle because he's the Sin of Lust. Madarame is getting more grim because honestly, this was the hardest one to find because Vanity is not a 7 Deadly Sin. It is not a 7 Deadly Sin. So trying to figure out a Pokemon that does not fit one of the 7 Deadly Sins was really difficult. And I just thought, you know what, Morgrim kind of fits his vibe. So Kanashiro gets Snorlax because he's the Sin of Gluttony. Self-explanatory. You can give him any greedy Pokemon. Futaba gets Primeape because she's the Sin of Wrath, which is really weird. I think that one's kind of weird. But I guess she's wrathful to herself, which makes more sense. Primeape is known to be very angry and mad all the time, so it just works out. Okumura gets Persian because he is the Sin of Greed, I think. Yes, he's the Sin of Greed. Persian is a greedy, like, known to be like that greedy Pokemon, one of the greedy Pokemon, so that's why. Shadow Sai is getting the Mimikyu because I believe she's the Sin of Envy. I think that's what it is. So Mimikyu is envious of Pikachu because he's the mascot, while Mimikyu is just left in the dust. Shido is getting Pyroar because lions are symbolized as royal and proudful, and Shido's very prideful of himself. So Mementos, yes, Mementos gets a persona, well, a Pokemon. If you go to the wiki and look up palaces, Mementos, palace, and then Mementos is listed as a palace, and it's the culmination of everyone, and I believe it was greed. They are greedy or sloth. Now, I think I messed this up, and I think this is supposed to be Snorlax, and Kanashiro is meant to be Greedent. But I can't remember for sure. Yaldabaoth is Ultra Necrozma because Yaldabaoth is like, you know what, I'm gonna punish these foolish sinners. And Ultra Necrozma is like, alright, you guys stole all the light, now I'm gonna absorb that light from my realm, and I'm gonna make sure you guys don't get no more light. So, and also the designs are very similar, so I think it worked out very well. Now Maruki, I have no idea, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit to see if you can figure out what Unknown says, and then I'll tell you. So, if you can't read it, it says, haven't met, sorry. I do not know enough about Maruki to give him a team, and I'm sorry. If anything, you can just say, nurse Pokemon, boom, done. But I decided, that's just too easy. So, for now, maybe I'll come back, maybe I'll update this with more Pokemon, better Pokemon for these characters. If you guys want that, let me know, and I will. I hope you all enjoyed. If you guys want to see more types of videos like this, let me know, and I will definitely do more, because I like this idea. Tell me what series you want to see crossed over with Pokemon, and in the next video, in the next shift, I'll see you there. This is post shift Adam coming back in quick. I completely forgot Strikers is a game. And also I have never played it, nor have I watched anyone play it, nor have I really cared for the game. So, Zenkichi and Alice, I think is what her name is. I don't remember. The new party member. I don't know what you guys do or your personality. So sorry. He's out.